Save
To
the
the next
best for last,
person.
Christian.
All right.
I love
So,
Christian.
we just ended with Dali, so let's just jump right into Christian. In this game, you know, I feel like people have, either they kind of like him or they kind of don't see what he's done. Um, let's start with Tia. Tia, what do you think about Christian?
I have like mixed feelings, honestly. I think I made it vocal that like I really wasn't a fan of like anyone's game left, but like now that Noah's here, just thinking about the three people left, I feel like Christian might get my vote. I mean, although I do feel like he kind of rode Drew here. I mean, he's still there and Drew's sitting there. He's still in the house and Drew's sitting here. But I mean, I still think I don't know. His judgment is stupid, honestly. For me, getting out Dalton last week for him was so stupid. I mean, considering I'm sitting in jury, Dalton really can't do anything left in there by himself when there was clearly other people who were closely like aligned. I don't know. I'm confused on Christian. Half of me thinks he's doesn't deserve it at all, and the other half is like, well, maybe I'll give him a shot. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's break up Christian's game just like we did Dali's. So we started out with physical. Let's talk about Christian's physical game.
Why'd you laugh?
How many did he win? What are his stats?
He won.
He won a comeback.
He got evicted by 8-0, and then
And got to
won a comeback competition, which was an all-nighter, which obviously showed dedication.
Right.
And then he won
I won
an
that too.
HOH. He won
But
one
Mike threw it
HOH
for him.
and one veto.
Okay. Decent physical game.
You won one
Not
HOH?
bad.
Wait, 2 HOHs and one veto. My bad. He
Yeah.
won
See,
5.
decent. 3 comps is a good amount.
Yeah,
Especially for those comps. We played those. We know that those are hard to win.
Yeah.
That Final 5 HOH was literally tossing up an egg in the air on an app. That wasn't hard.
My thing with Christian is that HOH with Mike. Because
What?
if that wasn't his move, I don't know what moves he made by himself.
Oh no, that was not.
Yeah.
That was all in.
When he was like, I'm putting up.
Not even
Christian
Dali's.
has a backbone. He's here to pay for himself. But if that wasn't his move, then I don't know if that's my winner.
He definitely was a part of it, though, but like he did not have the idea at all. And yeah.
When he came up to me, it was like, okay, I'm making this move. Like, I'm taking this risk on myself. Like, no one else is like came to me and talked to me. I want to get Mike up because it helps my game. For me, that's what it was when he came up to me.
See, my thing is though Christian can claim that that's his move because it was on his HOH, but everyone in the house knew that Drew wanted Mike out, and everyone knew how close Drew and Christian were. It's not like it's hard to figure it out. Everyone knows that Drew definitely had an influence in that.
Well,
and with Drew, Dalton, Tia, and Dali all having like the All-In alliance. All-In had a huge part of that.
Basically, what happened with that one is like All-In was very like scared of Mike. I was very scared of Mike too. Like he was doing too much. Like he was doing a lot. Like he was very messy. So we, as an alliance, wanted him out. So Dalton and Tia went and talked to him and really like got in his ear and got him to do Mike and really like convinced him. And then I went into the room right after, and this was like right before veto or whatever. I go in there and like I'm like, hey, what was that about? And because obviously like me and him were close, whereas he wasn't supposed to be close to Dalton and Tia. Like we were on different sides. So then he was like, oh, they wanted me to do Mike, like as if I would ever do that. And I was like, no, like I think you should, and like you'd have mine and Dali's vote. And like I think they made him realize it was a smart idea, and I made him realize that he would have the votes. And also I do want to point out, like, as much as I love Dali, she wasn't really a part of that move either. Like, just saying. I just have to say that. But
no, I'm just saying, like, All-In had a huge part of that. Like,
sure. It was
the
all
only
in,
thing
for
Christian,
sure.
the only thing Christian can claim with that is that it was on his HOH.
Right.
But
And I can tell you,
he didn't have the idea. He didn't gather the votes. You guys had all of that planned before you guys approached him with
and
it.
I can tell you for a fact, he came to me after that, to me and Dalton, and thanked us 5 or 6 times. Like, he literally came to us and thanked us minimum 5 or 6 times. Like, that wasn't your move. If you're thanking me and Dalton, that's our move. That's not you. That was a collective Drew, Dalton, Tia. That was, like, if you're saying thank you 5, 6 times, it's not yours.
The thing is, I don't think
like, yeah, I want to
none of the 3 finalists did their own move. up to Final 7.
Yeah, I can't really name a lot of like big moves.
That's
That's the
true.
thing. I can't name big moves that they made. A lot of them, they were
I
almost
don't
like
think-
defensive players instead of offensive players.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
Yeah,
really
they weren't
like themselves
they weren't
made a big
flashy.
move.
None of the Final Three was
No.
flashy.
Right.
Nothing to brag about.
I honestly think that the only move anyone can claim for pretty much almost solely themselves is James getting Dally to stay.
Yeah, that's what I said. But that was Final 7. Yeah, like
we can get to James after. We can get to James after. We're on
and
fifth.
then
No. Yeah, we can get to James, but I'm saying I'm pretty sure like that's the only thing
I
that
can't
any
wait to
one
get
of them
to
can
him.
singly
I mean,
claim.
Kristen got me out, but like what Tia said, like personally, like get me out right then was like a bad move. When
Okay,
literally
but the
James
thing
was
is,
on a point
Dalton,
away.
you were sitting there with no one. Like you just lost your duo. You
Hold on,
had no one. Like there wasn't anything you could do. It
That's what I'm
wasn't
saying.
smart for
That's what
his
I'm saying.
game.
That's what I'm saying.
Really quick, since we're
Exactly,
talking about
that's
his
the thing.
physical game. Wait, Tia, you can go and I'll say after.
No, I was just gonna say
Okay.
I agree with like Sophia and Dalton because like I literally like I was kind of annoyed. Like I wanted Dalton here to like because I had to pay for the mistakes. Like let's see Dalton pay for the mistakes. And I even said that was still so fucking stupid of Christian. Like yeah, I wanted Dalton to like feel the consequences of like,
I just didn't see his game.
But
growing
I
up,
think
but
that
I
think
it's still
that
stupid.
people saw you as the bigger threat out of you and Dalton. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like
I
see,
see
Noah's
that,
not.
but, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So like
I'm
I think
still
that was
saying, like,
it. Like at that point, it didn't matter who like was the one to blame or like pay for whatever. It was like, well, y'all did it now, so like might as well get out the bigger one.
Yeah, but I was just saying. I mean, like with me gone, like no offense, Dalton. Like I feel like I was more of, like the physical end of it. So with Dalton gone, it's just kind of stupid to
Right.
I mean, with me gone, it's kind of stupid to
Right.
get rid of Dalton. So I think
Okay.
Christian's HOH was me and
Well-
Dalton and Drew the first one, and the second one was just stupid. So
Well, that put him into a position though where if Noah, I feel like Noah probably would have got rid of Dally. Dally was gonna get rid of Noah. Like so that put Christian in a pretty good situation for this week.
I don't think
secured him
Dalton
final
would've
three.
I don't think that Dalton would have got rid of him either.
No.
Because,
I
like,
think
that
Dalton would have
argument-
not got rid of Dalton would have kept Noah, I think.
No, I was gonna go to the end with Noah.
Damn.
See, exactly. So like that put him at better odds. That put Christian
I was
better
on a big Dally.
odds.
I
So,
was on Final Four
Wait,
VO.
really quick on his before, like we
Sorry,
talk about
guys, my
like, social. Wait,
Uh-huh.
before we talk about
Phone
like
died,
social
but
and
I'm
strategic
back
game.
now.
Okay.
Um,
Or are you gonna go back to his physical? I want to say something about his physical game again.
Well, I just wanted to add something. So
Okay.
on his HOHs, he took out. Well, basically, everyone's like seems to be coming to a consensus that his HOH reigns either didn't make sense for his game
Ooh.
or he was persuaded. Does everyone agree
Mhm.
with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't
So-
agree with the didn't make sense for his game.
But
I think
he
Noah
was
one
a
did.
team player. He was a team player and he was loyal to his alliance with Drew and
Like,
Dally. So I get
yeah.
that.
Because,
He was loyal.
because he could tell how much every single person in the game could tell how much power Drew,
I feel like
Dally,
if
Tia,
I
and
saw
Dalton
Drew and
all
Dally
had.
having power, of course I want to put up with them. and
Some
use that
people
power
probably
at the
didn't
same
realize
time.
how much power they all collectively had, but everyone could tell that they all had power.
individually.
Like the four
or
of them.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that it was more so that he knew that with them having as much power as they had, it would be good to hide behind them and
That's
do
a strategy.
what- and I mean, yeah, it worked for him. He's sitting in final three. We're all sitting here.
Mhm. And if
Yeah,
you're
I'd
close
rather
with
be
someone
sitting
and you know someone's going to take them out and you take out their like the person that's gunning for them, I think that's a great move because that shows to that person that, you know, I am working with you. I am loyal to you. That made me feel way more comfortable with Christian.
Yeah. The only thing with him is I can't feel like he's only here just because like he wanted to come back. He beat
Because
Mike through to him.
If you, well, okay, I have something to say about that, but first I have something to say
That's
about it.
true. Mike did throw it.
That was Mike threw it to him.
The thing is with okay, like I want to use this as an example. Okay, like Sophia, week 1, your original plan was to get rid of Zach, and then you like made a deal with Zach and you didn't do it because you didn't get rid of Zach. That made me feel so uncomfortable with you, like because it made me feel like you were playing more for yourself. But when Christian got out someone that made me feel like he was getting out someone for
because
me,
you
that
like
made me
that
feel
loyalty
really
and safety.
good. You know?
The thing is, and it wasn't more. The reason I didn't take out Zach was more so because Kieran was already pissed off at me. I wanted Zach gone,
Right.
but
It's all
then
Zach.
I was
That makes
like,
sense.
Everyone
then
around there,
Kieran
Zach
was
comes
already
in the
pissed
house.
at me,
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, it doesn't make sense to have Kieran stay in the game and be completely pissed off at me and send home Zach.
Right.
And then okay, yes, I thought about trying to flip the votes, but
Right.
then I was to keep Zach. But then I was pissed because of the whole like cancer fiasco. So I said,
Right.
"Fuck that shit," and I
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
hate
like,
him.
Okay.
Oh,
Listen, I'm sorry. I take full responsibility.
Okay, like imagine,
also-
imagine Noah going home week 1. Drew, imagine Dali going home week 1. Thea, imagine Dalton.
maybe it
going
would
home
help my
week 1.
game.
That's how I felt.
Maybe it would have helped
Would've
my
helped
game
my
for real,
game
for real.
too.
Right.
Oh,
But
well,
high key though,
Just kidding.
Now we're
high key
going
though,
home.
you guys
Now
say
we're
like
going home week
Christian.
one.
That would have been a boring ass season if I went
You
home
guys
week
say
2.
you guys say Christian is only there because like he won the comeback or whatever and Mike threw it. But the thing is that comp went on for hours and hours and hours, and Mike can easily say he threw it. The thing was
and
like
Christian
the comp
was quick.
lasted.
Christian was quick with it.
And literally, I remember I was sitting there like begging Christian, like I got him to get up out of his bed so he wouldn't fall asleep to stand up. Like he stood up for that challenge so he wouldn't fall asleep. Like he fought, he deserved that spot back in.
He really did deserve it.
Exactly. And if Mike didn't went back in, like he would have gave up within the first hour. Like that was hell. So like I think Christian fought, he deserved that. Like that comp win is probably like I think the most pivotal of his game because it literally gave him life in the game again.
Yeah, but
Okay,
have to
so
be any other
let's move
feature.
into Christian's.
Wait, I was gonna add something quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So like I'm not saying that Christian didn't deserve it.
Mhm.
But like I do know that Mike did throw it because he sent me screenshots. He was like on a call like for
Right.
hours after that, after he dropped. And like it showed that like he had been on for hours still.
Right.
And so like I know that he threw it, but I'm not saying that Christian didn't
Right.
deserve it though, but like and I'm like Christian did fight for his like
Right.
spot to be in the game though. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so with
Okay,
that
wait.
being
I
said,
wanted to say something about
okay,
this.
go ahead.
Never mind. Fine, Daniel. I just no.
Okay, well, go ahead. Emily's the last one.
No, but like no, literally, because I remember Drew. I was like, we were sitting and like,
Right.
and like Mike was like texting me, telling me that like for like an hour maybe that he was going to throw.
He was
Like he
texting
was
every-
telling
he's
us
weird.
Me too.
He's
so
Right.
long that he was going to throw that like it wasn't like literally it was like so long. Like
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No, yeah. Like, wait, I don't know if Noah's still here, but he texted me the next
Yes.
morning when I woke up. I just wanted to stay on until you and Noah dropped because I didn't want to disappoint you guys.
He's so goofy. But he was
But things like,
too.
and I mean, like, I don't talk to him anymore, so like, I don't even care, whatever.
So weird.
But like, I was like,
I'm embarrassed of that kid.
if you didn't want to be in the game, like, you don't have to do it. Like,
Right.
what? But yeah, so
Why the
that's
fuck
like
would
why
beat
he said he
Ethan
stayed on
for?
for
He
so
beat
long.
Ethan
But I
for no
don't know.
reason, just to throw.
Look
That's
at
what
Daniel
made me
licking his lips, getting ready to try to take the floor. Like,
Right. So we are going to.
Mike
We're
is my
going
ex and like this ex on the beach game. So like
I don't like him.
Wait,
They should've made
Emily,
Ethan versus
Emily,
Christian, period.
Emily, doesn't he have you blocked?
Daniel.
he already has an ex too. I think he has like 3, and I'm like,
Yeah, I would offer him.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
He's weird. He's
No.
just weird.
Okay. I'm gonna cut y'all off topic. Y'all can talk about this later.
Emily over here.
So we are going to move into Christian's social game. One of the big things that's already been brought up is, okay. Well, first of all, with a raise of hands, who thinks Christian had a good social game?
He was social to Drew and Dally.
Okay,
He had an
now I'm
amazing
going
social
to-
game.
I'm gonna ask the question back. If his social game was so good, why did he go 8-0?
Because I had to go with what the Alliance wanted. I had to go with what Dalton and Tia wanted.
Ooh. He said evict me, and I said okay.
oh yeah, no,
I don't
Drew,
have-
I
He
was
said
most
evict me.
scared
He
about
told me
Drew
to evict- I
evicting
said,
me
okay.
because Drew even asked me if he could evict me, and I was
Right.
like, what the fuck? Like,
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say something?
Oh, no,
What's
no, no.
next to?
Okay,
Emily.
so after thinking about it now, like that was what week was that? 4 or 5?
For
Week
5.
Five.
I
It
cried.
was week 5. It was week 5.
I respect Christian because the fact that me and Tia saw him as a threat since week 4, and he slid his way all the way to final 3. Like,
It's not that I saw him as a threat. It's more of I wanted to be Drew and Dolly's closest ally, and with Christian there, I was scared that they would have picked him over me, and that's what I just thought he was gonna just like no one was gonna be looking at him, and he was just gonna make his way to the end, which he did. So
But
proud
yeah,
of
I'm
him.
saying either way, he made it to the end.
I just have to say this, like I absolutely like fell in love with Christian. Like I adore him so much. Like literally, no homo. Like I like literally like love him so much. Like I'm gonna talk to him forever. Like outside of this game, like literally, and I never knew him before this. Like for me at least, his social game was amazing. He like won me. No competing.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I wish I would have saw that. I didn't.
He 1000% like won me over. I think he did amazing. Like when I evicted him, that when he went 8-0, I cried like a little bit, like tears. Loved him. Amazing social game. I like can't say, even though he evicted me, can't say a bad thing about Christian.
But I do want to say social game wise, I feel like he only stuck to a certain group of people.
Yeah,
like
he was with that side
he
of the
like
house.
cemented to them, and they were very strong.
I respect that a
Like,
bit.
he didn't
See?
try. He didn't try
That's
to
loyalty.
speak to anyone other than that.
That's
Like
why
whenever I was like fighting
Doesn't
people in
fucking
like the
matter.
house
It's
meeting,
still a social game. Loyalty.
Yeah, this is about connection.
when I was
You don't
fighting
connect with
people in the house
people.
meeting, like he was literally backing me. Like I really respected that a lot. And like I don't like, at least as a viewer when I watch a season, I really respect the players that like draw a line in the sand and like make it very clear who they're against. And I think there was times for Christian, it was very clear there was people not on his side and there were people on his side. And like whereas me, like I had like a lot of things. I respect that, honestly, even from a player standpoint, that you can make it to the end with that mentality of not playing the whole house.
He was up front, more up front than Dally, because Dally didn't defend you at all.
And I'll say this.
She did when she said "fuck you, Noah," but
And then she said, and fuck you too.
Christian was louder.
I'll say this right now. I remember like probably 2 or 3 times when Christian like openly said things about like targeting me or like voting me out, but at the end of the day, he still wasn't like a target of mine, because I felt like if he was to win a comp, that there was other people that he would target. Like he talked to me on a level where I was like, okay, I feel comfortable enough to keep him in this game. And I think that he was able to do that a lot, like winning HOHs and deals, even though he had his group of people that he stuck by, he still was able to make moves and vote people out and like put people on the block without them wanting to target him.
He was good at people for
And
comfortable.
honestly, kind of like connecting his social game with his physical game. Like the thing is he knew the power that Drew and Dally had. And although he didn't know about All In, he knew that Drew and Dally did have a lot of power. So he didn't need to win all of those comps, because he knew that because he was showing his loyalty to Drew and Dally, they were going to keep him safe. They were going to do
like
everything in their power to keep him safe.
The week that Noah won HOH, I'm pretty sure Christian like didn't keep going because he felt okay. You know, he knew it wasn't going to be him.
Or maybe he just couldn't hold it in any longer.
Yeah.
Wait, who did go on those?
Oh,
yeah,
that HOH. I was like, what?
No, who did go on that HOH?
His closest ally.
Emily.
I wasn't his closest ally. Like
everyone thinks that he was closer to Emily than me.
I don't know
Like,
why
I
he
wasn't
was
talking
going to say that.
I'm not sure.
Shit.
He's closest to me,
Because like literally,
as far as I know. But he evicted me. He was. That's the thing.
He up front at all to me.
He played the game the way I always say I want to play games. And honestly, I didn't even play the game like this, but he played the game I was. Likable enough to make me like love him. Yeah, Christian. Likable enough to make me love him. Ruthless enough to stab me in the back and still like him while he's doing it. Like,
No, and
I
see,
love
the thing
Christian.
is,
week 1, everyone said, "I love Christian. I love Christian. I love
No.
Christian."
Right.
see, Emily. Okay, so Emily, I know that. I think because the Skype call, the first day that the game was made, at a point it was just me, Emily, Dally, Christian, and Ethan. And we had that 5-person Skype alliance. Emily, I know you remember that Skype alliance. That didn't
Ethan
last,
really
obviously.
tried to, like, Ethan was like, "We're gonna stay loyal to this, right? Like, we're staying loyal." And then Ethan got evicted and he was like, "Guys."
But no, but like my thing is immediately, I instantly was like, oh my god, like I love Ethan, like I loved Ethan, but I was like, literally, like I love Christian, like he's so bubbly, he's so fun to be around, like he just had a great personality.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody walked into this season knowing him, and he had an amazing social game.
Right.
Okay, well, not many people. Like he didn't walk into the season knowing as many people and having as many connections as Dally did. He had to build those connections, and he made his way
I
here.
remember week 1 flashback.
And he had to build those connections, and everyone just loved him because he had such an amazing personality. But then and he hid his gameplay with his personality, which helped him because people didn't see the gameplay he was playing, how ruthless he could be.
Right. I remember week 1.
Drew never saw it coming.
Right. No, never. I never thought you could stab me.
Exactly, because he seemed like such a sweet, innocent person.
Right. And I remember week 1, talking, literally after the first HOH, and be like, Christian is so likable. Oh my God, that's going to be a problem. And you know what? I fell for it anyways. And then you know what? He got me out.
I remember that. Because Drew, because immediately after HOH ended, you called me and Dally, and I remember we were going over it before we made the rest of, or before we added everyone else.
The alliance, yeah.
I remember that, and you were like, I think we're gonna have to worry about Christian, and then you fell in love with him. No homo.
Right.
But
Literally,
exactly. No homo.
Literally, the showmance of the season. Literally, Mike and Sophia, no. Emily and Mike, no. Drew and Dally, no. Justin and James, no. It was
never that.
And
we'll get to that.
Literally, Drew and Christian.
Drew and Christian hardcore.
Literally, Drew is gay for Christian. Changed my mind.
What is Emily Mike love? Can we get a segment? Emily Mike Sophia.
Drew is gay for Christian. No homo.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of segments on that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna overview really quick. So everyone believes that I guess Christian's strongest point in this game was to make everyone feel a sense of comfortable with him.
Right. Yes, he made everyone feel comfortable.
I wasn't comfortable.
He lured you into a sense of comfortability, and you never saw it coming when it came.
Right.
He was just not upfront.
Yeah, I feel like me and T is the only ones in a jury that wasn't
right.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't feel safe at all with Christian.
Okay, so that's gonna lead me into Christian's strategic game. Can anyone point out a strategic move that Christian made in this game?
Sending home Dalton. Right?
That's not strategic to me.
Turning on someone who was a really good friend with him in order to stay with a group of people, in order to stay good with James and Noah.
But the thing is...
But he wasn't in for that one.
Wait.
Yes, but the thing is if we're trying to name things that he did by himself, I can't think of anything.
Can I say something, Drew? I don't even think
social is a strategy. Making friends is a strategy. If you use
I can't even think of a move that anyone did on their own. Thank you, next.
Right. I can't think of a move that any of them did on their own, honestly. Keep going.
Drew, I don't think that was even strategic. I think that was, he was so pissed at you.
No,
honestly.
I don't think that.
He was so mad. If you heard the hurt in his voice when we told him about All In, I thought he was going to start crying. I genuinely think that was an emotional vote. He was so
I don't think
hurt.
so.
I
don't think so. I think he was hurt. I think he was hurt. The thing is, he still DMs me. He still talks to me. We still talk and stuff. But I think that was a strategic move. That because the thing is, whenever me and Dally were going around the house, remember we were asking everyone. We just were blunt about it. Who are you evicting? Because we just wanted to know. I know Noah remembers that. So we asked Christian, and Christian flat out was like, Dally, I'm sorry, but I'm probably gonna evict you. That was before you guys even talked to him and tried to secure his vote. That was right after POV. And he said he was gonna keep me. But the thing is, I think he talked with Noah and James, and he said, okay, this is the way the house is going. I have to go with it because I have to stay in good with these people.
I think you're crediting him too much. I still just think it was an emotional, fuck you, Drew. I was close with you and you screwed me over the most.
I obviously wasn't in the game at the time, second juror, but just because I was closely aligned with Christian at a point in the game.
He was on with everyone.
So I did get to talk to him a little bit, but I
he
feel
was on with everyone.
The emotional aspect played a small part in it, but for the most part, that wasn't where most of his decision came from.
I can definitely see Christian being upset
Drew,
about it.
I feel Christian, Noah and James talking to Christian, I feel that had a huge part, but I feel the emotional aspect of it definitely was you know what, honestly, and he just kind of probably helped put him over the edge and just say, yeah, I'll evict Drew.
Can I say
but I don't think, I don't feel that was a huge ass.
Say it, Dalton.
Okay, so basically, I feel like the only move that we're saying Christian really made himself was me going, but I think he got me to go because of Dowdy. I think Dowdy like made him a victim.
No, I want to know what your like headspace is at with like Christian making that move because you were involved in it.
Yeah. So I get what like Tia and Sophia are saying about like the emotional aspect kind of playing a part, and it could have played a part. But when I talked to him, he was so like back and forth with what to do. Like he wasn't sure if it was going to work. And I like talked to him and tried to tell him like it's gonna work or whatever. And I think that he did decide that that was what was gonna be best for him to continue on in the game. I really do.
Like that could be true, but I feel like Sophia said, he was more inclined because of his emotions.
Exactly, like he could have felt
so hurt. I don't know if that would have been something that he would have wanted to do.
I don't know. I just feel like you speak.
The thing is, even though like I hurt him, remember that like we kept a pretty good like emotional thing. I even picked him for POV, you know, like literally like I feel like. Can you guys hear me or no? Is it laughing when I cut them off? Okay.
Yeah, but when
I just went for it.
POV, he was pissed at you.
Yeah, I just don't think that it was all like the pissed offness, honestly. Like
I don't know. His strategy was to not tell you like that he was pissed at you, so you guys would think that you guys.
I think maybe his strategy could have been to let you think that he was pissed.
Go,
Sophia. Yeah, go Sophia.
I don't know.
Like, okay, the thing is, I don't like. Yes, okay. So, because Noah said he was back and forth, and I definitely
You're so
think
fucking
that
cool blowing that bait, bro.
Shut up, Dalton. Go eat.
Like. Because him being so back and forth was probably I'm closer with Drew, like I don't know what to do, and then at the end of the day he probably felt like the emotional aspect probably came in where he was like, Drew, like I would like he thought he was so close with you, but he never knew about this alliance.
We have jury questions.
So then he was probably like, I don't know if I can trust him anymore.
Damn.
Bitch, I'm letting her talk.
Fuck up.
So he was probably like, I don't know if I can trust you anymore. So that could have also been like why he evicted you. Like I don't know, obviously.
I don't know.
I feel like that's definitely where the emotional aspect can come.
Wait, I'm gonna talk before Emily talks. I feel like
I
feel like it really could get into this is directly Emily, you're gonna get your phone taken away. I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like what he did was he was.
Go ahead, Emily.
Okay. Anyways, I think that Christian not only had the strategic move, like he saw that there was going to be a strategic move, but he also had the motive. Like both are there. It's just like whether or not like the motive was what pushed him over the edge, or if it was the strategic move that pushed him over like the edge. And honestly, I like as much as I don't like Tia, like I agree with her on this certain thing.
I want to hear what Dalton has to say because he was also there to hear like how hurt Christian was and like literally could hear it in his voice.
Yeah, no, I totally like I see him being really hurt because I mean honestly like I was upset like but like I didn't like I wasn't like nearly as upset. I feel like it would have hit Christian a lot harder than it would have hit me.
Especially because he's like new to these, so like it's like still
like I would have seen it. I don't think he saw it coming. I saw it coming.
James was just
like damn the first time your like ally backstab.
No, so
sorry, Drew.
Yeah, but then it all froze. The whole thing froze.
Sorry, Drew.
Anyway,
I had to
no muting, no one else.
Okay. Anyways, I think Christian voted to evict Drew because he was hurt by Drew and Dally being an all-in alliance, and Drew and Christian was very close. Like the thing is, if he wasn't hurt by that, he would have kept Drew because how close they were. They don't care nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So I know he evicted Drew because he was hurt.
No, I think it was
never
this.
asked about all-in alliance.
I think it was no. He never asked. I think it was this. I think he at first wanted to keep me because we were close, and then when he talked to James and Noah and realized that they wanted to get rid of me, he started thinking about it. And at the end of the day, his decision was, okay, you know, this group wants me to vote with them. They're depending on my vote, and I need to do this, or there's going to be consequences, and I need to go with this group. And Drew has already, you know, as much as I love him, has already lied to me and kissed from me for a whole game long. So I can't let my personal feelings about him get in the way of my game. So then he got rid of me.
That wasn't him getting rid of. That was him going with the votes. That wasn't him getting rid of you.
You know,
I think that was him getting rid of me.
It also could have been like, you know,
So wait, really quick, just so wait, Noah can talk in a second, just so I understand, Drew. Drew, you think that, like, since we're talking about strategy, you think Christian strategically used you backstabbing him, like, through the All-In Alliance as ammunition to get you out?
I don't think he went around campaigning. I think it played a part in his decision. I think he probably at first wanted to keep me, but then whenever he realized that, like, because the thing is, James and Noah were the one coming to him about getting rid of me. At first, I think he was going to go with Dalton's plan to keep me. But when they came to him, he realized I need to go with this group, and he used it as justification in his mind. Like, you know, as much as I love Drew has already lied to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and take him out.
So, like, this last 5-minute debate, it seems like y'all actually agree, just
I
different
know, Drew,
ways.
you're agreeing with us.
Y'all both agree that Christian was hurt, and it made him more open to voting out Drew.
Yeah, but I don't think it was a whole, like, it wasn't like, oh my god, like, he upset me.
I don't think it was solely just that.
Decision.
Like, I think there was more just him being hurt.
I think
I think it was him thinking, I can't let my personal feelings get in the way. I need to make this move.
Okay, I'm just confused about what would make him want to pick James and Noah over Dalton and I, who obviously we just blew up our only alliance. We have nobody. I think, you all agreed that we had a lot of power in that game. We probably had more power than Noah
but you guys
were
going to be the only duo left. You guys were the next big target because Dalton put you guys in that position. So it was everyone. It was very clear. It was a very clear dynamic going in. No, let me really quick. It was a very clear thing.
Let him say something on his mama.
Like, me and Dally talked to literally every person, like Noah, James, and Christian. We talked to them, and we all had an agreement that whoever survived between me and Dally, we're going to work with them to get rid of you or Dalton.
I don't know. He's stupid because we made a final 3 with him. I'm pretty sure. Like, we told him, we'll stick with you till final 3. So I think our deal was smarter. I don't know.
Okay, well, is everyone done talking about Christian?
No, not yet. I have 2 things to say.
Okay, go ahead, Noah.
Okay, so first of all, with the, like, thing about, I don't remember what the start of the subject was, but I think that Christian saw it as, like, choosing me and James over Dalton and Tia because Dalton was the HOA. So in the upcoming competition, it would have been me, Christian, James, and whoever stayed, which was Dally, versus Tia. And so we would have had the numbers in the HOH and we probably would have won. That's all I had to say about that. And then also the thing about what Christian's motive was to vote out Drew, he could have seen it as an opportunity like, well, I'm already pretty close with Drew. It wouldn't hurt me to have Drew in the jury and work on my relationship with Dally in this game. So that way if she goes home, that would be another vote for me.
If he makes it here, we need to ask him that question.
I don't know. I think y'all are giving him too much credit. I think y'all are building up his game for him and putting an idea in your head that he.
Well, if he gets it here, we can ask him the question.
Well, we'll see how people argue to James.
He's not going to.
Okay, well, before we go to Christian, before we go to James.
You're building your game up in your head.
Emily, shut up. You didn't do shit. Don't fucking come for me. You literally did shit.
Emily, don't think too loud.
Absolute shit.
Literally, who made you judge Judy? Literally, who made you fucking judge Judy? Like, sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down.
Don't call me out. I'm
literally sit down. You're fucking stupid.
Emily, you're gonna get your phone taken.
Emily, you're the one who attacked my game. Okay, cry over it, bitch. Cry over it. You're the one who called me out. No one was talking about me. I'm literally critiquing someone in the final 3 as I was asked to do. You're the one who came for my game. You didn't do shit. Next.
Like, you're really
I'm not in final 3. I'm sitting in jury just like you.
Go ahead and
here's Drew.
And thank God I can't hear your robot ass.
Well, I wanted to ask.
Daniel.
There's one person who.
Am I on camera, by the way?
I just want to hear Jaya. What's your opinion on Christian, like, overall?
Speak up, queen.
Okay. At first, I didn't really see Christian's gameplay because I saw him more like hiding behind Drew and Dally. But like after, this discussion and like what the other jury members have to say, I can see his social game. Like, I feel like it was strategic of him to kind of sort of hide behind a duo. I mean, people might see that as weak, but it was a good strategy because people are going to target the duo before they target him. So in my opinion, his social gameplay was really good because he got people to trust him, but strategic not too much because his HOHs, I feel like, weren't his own moves. But yeah, I feel like he does have a good shot to win this game.
Okay, well, with that, Sophia, can you end this?
Oh God, y'all, I'm